Hey. Hi, guys. Welcome to this webinar. I know it's just about 1 minute after 10 a.m. So just wanted to check in now to see if you guys were in this webinar. And so if you are, just go ahead and type in your name and where you're listening in from, so I know that you're here, okay? I'm just gonna check the connection. Oh, okay. Did I save that? Yes, I did. Awesome stuff. Okay, so. Hey. Hi, guys. Welcome to this webinar. I knew that was gonna happen. Okay, so I had another window open. That's why you probably could hear an echo of me. But yeah. There's a chat box right at the bottom. I am so excited to be now with you guys. So if you're here, just please shout out in the chat box so I know that you're here, and then I can kickstart soon enough. Also, if I'm just going to post this link again on Facebook and here, so in case if the screen freezes or somehow you get locked out of the webinar, just type in just refresh your link, or open the webinar in a new page again with the same registration link that's in your email, okay? Refreshing my chat box. I'm just going to see how it actually looks. For some of you, this may be your first time tuning into a live webinar, because I see there's a lot of Kuala Lumpur, Singapore signups. So that would mean some of you may not be as familiar with the webinar format. So if you can, and you see a chat box at the bottom of the screen, just go ahead and type in your comments and let me know where you're calling in from and if you're here in the webinar, okay? It's a bit slow. How do I actually see this? There you go. Copy. It's a bit slow. Okay, yes. So there is Chatwing there. Okay. 1 second. Can I? Okay, anyways, I'm not going to waste too much time here. I can see a couple of highs in the email, so I'm just going to dive straight into. So for some of you who may or may not me, I am Pial Kadila, business and success coach. I literally opened my coaching practice this year in January. And I launched my website back in March, so exactly this month. However, I have been an entrepreneur for the last 7 years. And this was definitely not my first business. I had a change of directions in the last 2 years, and I just basically continued to further my personal growth and personal development so that I could continue my journey with what my purpose is. And so my purpose is to actually become a coach. And I'm actually loving every single bit that I'm doing right now. It feels as bliss. I'm completely in alignment with my purpose and my passion. So in today's webinar, I want to help you out to find what exactly is your passion, align it, and make money out of it. So here's the thing, like I had a couple of questions from people saying to me that, you know what, I want to start a business, but I don't know what business to start in. There's many things that I can do out there. The limitation in knowledge. A lot of people actually don't know what's available for them out there to plug. Okay, so there's this market gap and market opportunities that if you don't know about it, how are you going to be able to plug it, right? So even for me, when I started my business 7 years ago, I started off with wanting to start a costume jewelry business. And then I went into a natural skincare business. And I never existed up till like almost 2 years ago. That was when I signed up with Marie Folio, and I was just exposed to this wonderful world of coaching. And to top the icing on the cake, it is a thriving and a growing industry that's worth $2 billion at the moment, and also and increasing. So basically, you never know where your skills, talents, and career experience may just take you. So in today's webinar, that's exactly what we're going to be finding out. So I'm going to go through the structure of today's webinar so you'll know what to expect. And then I'm going to take myself off the screen because it distracts me. So it's better to go on the screen and I can show you around as well. And so I've spent a couple of minutes on my self-introduction, and then we're going to get straight into the meat and potatoes of today's content. We're going to spend about 30 to 40 minutes there, and then we're going to jump straight into the Q&A question. So if you have any questions throughout the webinar, just type it into the chat box, and I'll come back to it later during the Q&A session. And right after the session, I'll be sharing with you the programs that I have currently at the moment, packages that I'm offering, and how you can work together with me. And then right after that, for those of you who've attended the webinar live, I will make an announcement to the winner of today's complimentary free session. And so you know what that is, right? So basically, my friend, Dr. Judy G, she is a content alchemist. Content creation alchemist. So she's really, really good at helping people who wants to create content to help them structure it in the best way to deliver it out to their audience. And so she was really good at that. And this session it's worth every single penny. If you're here to win this complimentary session, okay? That's it from me. The screen now, so you can actually see what's on my screen, and then we can jump right in. Screen share, that's it. Entire screen. Okay, and so we're out. I hope everyone's here. I'm just gonna put us onto this screenshot here. So now, based on the structure of what I put up on the webinar registration page, is how to find opportunities to plug the market gaps, right? And so here's the thing, like as I explained earlier about the coaching industry was something that I never knew that was available, right? Just 1 second. I just got a message from my VA. I went live at 10 a.m. Sorry, guys. This is just like some technical glitch. Okay, this is crazy now. Okay, sorry. My VA just texted me and said that she cannot see me on live, and okay. So I'm just making sure that all of you can actually watch this webinar, because there's no point in me talking to myself right now, is there? So I'm gonna head straight into. Okay, Raj, just wanted to check with you if you can hear me and see me. If you can, then please go ahead and type it in so I know that you're watching this. Okay, can you see me now? Can you see me with my screen? Say yes if you can. So I just spent a couple of minutes introducing myself, and yes, and I spoke about Chatwing, and I spoke about the reason why I'm doing this webinar is because people have been asking me to what business actually can they start in. So now, to be honest with you, this webinar is really meant for startup entrepreneurs. So if you are new in business, and if you are perhaps having a job like in a professional, or you have a professional job and you're thinking about starting a business, then yes, this webinar is for you. However, if you're a pro or you're a seasoned entrepreneur, then this webinar is definitely not for you, okay? So just to make that clear and to manage expectations. Okay, so now jumping straight into the content again, right? So I wanted to share with you the availability and the opportunities that we have in the market right now, especially online opportunities. Okay, so for many of us, I think in Malaysia especially, we're very exposed to brick and mortar products, multi-level marketing products, and network marketing products. That's what I see around me a lot here in Malaysia and Asia. And so what I wanted to expose you to today is more on the service-based industries that you can actually start a business, as well as the product information that you can actually sell as well for as a passive income. Okay, so there are a couple of websites that I'm going to show to you throughout the webinar session today, and see how other people have done it, and then where do they actually post and sell their product information, or where they actually market their services, so you can do that as well. Okay, so now moving on to the first part, I'm going to give you an example, okay, of a healthy food provider. So now we know that everyone is actually all into this organic and being wanting to eat health food, wanting to be healthy, and wanting to wanted to have the food delivered to them in an efficient way and all that, right? So basically there are 2 points here. One, there is the customer, and one is the supplier. So customer who wants all the stuff, healthy food, convenience, wants it to be affordable as well. And then you have the healthy food provider who will cater to this need. And now along the whole chain of wanting to along the whole chain between the supplier and the buyer. So for the healthy food provider specifically, so they would normally, their expertise would be to prepare the food, package it, and then deliver it to the customer. However, what they want to do is to expand their customer base, and they want to market themselves, and they want to brand and position themselves in the market as perhaps a market leader, or one of the leaders in the industry, right? So they will have to, how you can actually plug the market gap is to know what are the things that the healthy food provider would need. They will probably need, a branding strategist, a marketing strategist, a social media manager, a social media strategist, a copywriter, a graphic designer, somebody who would be able to design all of their graphics and have it in print, somebody who would help them in terms of providing an app solution. So these are all the things that the healthy food provider, supplier, would need. And depending on what your passion or talent is, you can easily plug the market gap. And so, for example, how you will be able to know which opportunities are actually right for you. So think about this. What have people actually complimented you on? Okay. So for example, people will say, hey, Sarah, you're really good with communication. Like, I love the way you express yourself. I love the way you write. You really get me engaged in your writing. And if you enjoy the whole process as well, and you've heard this kind of validation from other people, then that just may be where your talent and your passion lies. And so think about that, and then look at that on the angle that you can come up as a copywriter. So if you just said, oh, I'm a copywriter now, anyone who wants to hire as a business of copywriter can hire me. So it's you're spread too vastly, and no one's gonna really want to engage you, and there's like a bunch of copywriters out there already in the market, right? So obviously here there's a lot of branding opportunities that you have on how to position yourself in a specific niche, on what is it that you enjoy writing on. And so that's what we're going to talk about in the next section. But for this first section, what I also wanted to share with you is that sometimes you may not know that this is your zone of genius, and that you would want to, and you didn't know that this opportunity is there. So for example, like if you wanted to create an app, so you'd be like, oh, creating app seems to be like a portion where people are making money and all that stuff, but then I don't know how to do that. So you can find people to partner up with, look around in the market, find out from friends how you're able to get yourself involved in this kind of areas of business. And even in fact, in Malaysia, there's a lot of companies or organizations offering the services that help you to want to get into the tech side of things. So you can involve yourself in the apps, in the app solutions, and then approach the healthy food provider and say, hey, if you actually created an app for your business, you could reach a bigger target audience. Okay. And so it's just basically a way of how you're able to find what the things that you're good at, and how you're able to reach out to people. Okay, so that's basically the first part on how you're able to plug the market gap. And then now on the section of how you're going to be able to make money and to start creating a passive income out of it. Okay, and so this is actually a pretty straightforward example, because I'm going to give an example of myself. So for me, there's a lot of coaches out there. There are actually thousands of coaches out there. In fact, there's about 45 to 50,000 that's registered with the ICF, and there are also plenty who are unregistered. And so now for me, when I wanted to put myself out there as a business and success coach, there's so many others who are also coaches in this area, and there's so many other coaches out there that you never heard of who are coaches. So I've come across like life coaches, self-confidence coach, healing coaches. You have like Akashic Records, which is like a spiritual and spiritual type of coach. There's plenty of other types of coaching out there within the coaching industry itself. So that's another way of thinking about the areas that you'd like to plug in. And then so now, how do I differentiate myself, right, in the market? Is I have to be clear with who my target audiences are. So who my ideal target market is, right? And I struggled with this for about 9 months. Being in this business, because I was also taking up a course that would help me find the clarity and how to get to, to equip myself basically with the right knowledge, education, and platform in order to launch myself as a business and success coach. And so, it took me a while. And the biggest challenge that I can share with you today is that before being able to even come up with my website, before even being able to send what my message was out there, the biggest two things that was my problem is clarity and focus. And because I didn't have that, so it was tough for me. So for you, you will also go through the same process if you're a completely startup newbie. Okay, so you gotta once you've identified the niche that you want to get into, you'd have to identify who will be your target audience, and the best way to do that is to find out what kind of solution you are able to provide for them. So if you're going back to this example of the healthy food provider, then you will know that if you are able to write really good marketing content for them, or just like give them content every single week to talk about healthy foods, what are the do's, what are the don'ts. So if that's your zone of genius, then you will be able to serve their market. Okay, so they would want to hire you as their copywriter or their content strategist to be able to disseminate this information to their audiences, right? So then okay, for me, I love writing about healthy foods. I love to talk about health. I love to talk about alternative treatments. So if that's your zone of genius and that's your passion, so make sure you focus on talking about those specific areas and market yourself as a copywriter in that specific area. And then the next step that you want to do is to actually put yourself out there. Okay, so the cheapest way to do that is definitely social media. So you have Instagram. So you've heard of all this, right? Instagram, Pinterest, and all that. Facebook, especially. Put yourself out there. Talk to other people. Talk to friends, and say, hey, I'm doing this as a side business, or I'm just starting something new, and this is something that I wanted to do, and I'm willing to actually do it for free as well for the first few people, just to test my market. So testing the market is something that is also really, really important that you should be doing. So you can ask friends and family members who know of other people that would need your help, and then you can help them. The best is if you work with strangers. That's when you learn the fastest and the most. And those people will actually value your work more because they actually need it. As opposed to friends and family, they may not need that service, so they wouldn't probably see the value that we would be giving. And so once you've done that market research and then talk to your ideal target market about the things that they would look for in a copywriter. So is it your style? Is it your personality? Is it your age? Is it your writing edge that you have? So what is it that they would like to look for in a copywriter? And then based on that information that you get back from the research questionnaire, make sure you use all that back whenever you're promoting yourself in whichever platform. So if somebody said, look, I'm looking for a writer who has an edgy twist to the way of writing to talk about health, because I don't want another writer to talk about some boring stuff about health and food and wellness and lifestyle. I want somebody with a twist, with an edge, somebody who's honest, authentic, and straight to the point. And then so that may be just you. So you'll be like, oh, okay, that's me, and I love writing in that sense, and this is my edge, my unique strategy, my unique proposition. And so once you found what your niche is, make sure you actually sell it. Okay, so it's okay if it's just one or two, but make sure that you have a specific niche that makes you stand out, and then go market yourself to your audiences. And then so you'll be asking me and saying, hey, but that's so easy for you to say and not so easy done. But actually, if you're in a service-based industry, it is easy to do, because what is there that you have to lose? There's not much of a capital investment. You don't need much money to want to invest to start this business. And if you are good in copywriting, then you would definitely want to maybe sharpen your skills in copywriting, take a copywriting course, and then maybe feel like, okay, so now that I've improved on the way of my writing, I want to become a more flexible writer. So I just don't want to write about health. I may want to write about sports, or I may want to write about business. So then sign yourself up for courses that would help you to enhance and further your knowledge in those specific areas. So start thinking about those stuff from now, because the point is that everybody would want to have extra income, right? And this passive income is something that you can fall back on as well if something happens to you, or you lose your job, or you don't want to work as hard anymore. So these are the things that you can actually think about that would be able to give you money and make money while you are sleeping, right? So it's something that, for example, if you were to package your online products, your information products, you're able to just repeat that sales. So it's like so this is another example, right? So an ebook or a CD or an audio, so these are information rich products and content that you can just package it once, sell over and over again. So similarly, just being as a copywriter, there's so many things, there's so many ways for you to market yourself, so many types of offerings that you can offer out there and engage with your audience to put yourself out there. So I'm just going to throw in a couple of examples of how you can actually do this, the DIY way. So for example, you're a copywriter and you wanted to offer your services, and your services may cost maybe, let's say, $1,000 to write a full sales package, or maybe 3 if you're starting out, right? So you say, I'll be able to write 3 sales packages for you in your specific niche of industry for $1,000. But people don't know yet whether or not you're good, or they haven't built that trust, or they don't know whether you're worth that 3 sales package is worth $1,000 or not. So you can, again, like I said, offer things for free to other people as validation, get the testimonials back, show it to other people. And then you can also play games or do challenges on Facebook groups or amongst your friends. You can easily do that and say, hey, if you want to test my skill, like throw me something and I'll write something back to you right now. And then you can just, create something, and people can see you in live while you're working in your zone of genius, right? And people will be like, oh, she's really good. And that will be like, people will be able to see that live while you're interacting with people. So that's a really good way of being able to engage with your audience. And so these are the ways that you're able to market yourself, okay? And then we're going to get into how to make money, and then you can start creating a passive income. So here's the thing. Once you've already identified your ideal target market, you know what your niche is, you kind of know, how much you're going to be charging. But at the beginning, also another thing, when you're actually doing your market research, ask people, how much will you be willing to pay for this specific service that I'll be offering? So you kind of get a gauge of what people are willing to pay you at your rate, because they know who you are. And the other thing is to actually Google search it and to find out from the market, the industry standards, how much copywriters are actually charging. And to be honest with you, I know people who are charging from like a couple of hundreds to thousands of dollars. And that really, depends on their skills, their experience, and the number of years that they've been doing this, okay? So if you're starting out, that's not a reason to have this thought, in which I had it as well before. You know what? Somebody else is already doing that, so there's no point of me doing that, because it's too much competition. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough market to want to penetrate. I'm not going to be able to succeed. And to be honest with you, that's a wrong perspective, and that's a wrong thinking, because there are the same way how there is no equal information to everyone. The same way how you have these gaps in the market that you don't know how to plug, or you didn't even know that there's opportunities in the market to plug. The same way people wouldn't know these hundreds and thousands of copywriters that's out there. And at the end of the day, if you're my friend, or you're somebody that I know, or somebody recommended me to you as a copywriter, chances are I would hire you even though you're starting out. Okay, so even though somebody else there is, and especially for other businesses who are starting out, they wouldn't have the money to want to hire like a copywriter that's going to charge $5,000, $10,000 just to write a sales page. So there's always room for you to enter the market depending on where it is. So now I'm talking about service-based industry. Okay, so this does not apply to products. Products is slightly a bit different. That's because I was also in the product-based industry when I started my natural skincare business, and so I know that it works in different ways in terms of wanting to market it and the things that you need, because starting up a product-based business does require some capital, does require you need to have good systems in place to manage your supplies. You need to have a good tracking software system in place as well. And so now how are you able to actually make money? So the easiest way to set up and to make money from your services is to use PayPal. Or otherwise check out from your local country what is the easiest way. But PayPal is obviously worldwide, and you can offer your services to anyone, and your audience is not just in this country or whichever country you're from. They are worldwide. For me, like, to be honest with you, I didn't know where my ideal clients were hanging out, but right now I'm working with people from Lebanon, from Israel, Norway, Russia, UK, US, and so it's just crazy. Even I didn't think that this was possible, and now I am, and it's truly amazing to be connecting with all these women from all over. And so your market is also out there. Your audience does not necessarily mean that it is your home country. They are outside, and they are in the global market world. And the easiest way to reach out to them is social media. And that's actually a great advantage to us living in this age today. So take advantage of that. And of course, there's a whole personal stuff to it where, you it's not just about the knowledge, it's not just about the passion, not just about the talent and career experience. It's pretty much the incentive and the motivation for you to want to follow through. Okay, so the reason why I really want to coach women entrepreneurs who are starting a business in the passion and purpose-based driven businesses is because when you have the passion, when you have the purpose, when you have a bigger vision to why you're actually starting a business and why, what value you would like to give to other people, that will in itself be a motivation for you to show up each and every time, to make sure that you don't give up, to make sure that you stay consistent in whatever it is that you're doing. So I suffered this as well, right? When I started out my skincare business, when I first started out, I thought it was a passion of mine, and it was at that point. I pretty much started with argan oil because I had a lot of stretch marks due from my pregnancy, and it was truly my passion at the time. And that's when I started getting into creating natural handmade products and got involved in selling products, started my own brand and all that. And so, when the passion kept me going, and I did it for 5 years, okay? So the passion kept me going. But in the last 1 to 2 years, I felt that, the passion and interest had waned, and it's okay. As an entrepreneur, like, you will always be evolving. The passion that you have will always be evolving, but it's okay. So as long as people know that the spirit of entrepreneurship is in you, and that you're not a person who's easy to give up, people will have a lot of respect for that part. And I have two failed in like I said, when I mentioned the first business that I had. And did that kind of prevent me from continuing and starting another business and another business? No, it didn't. So sometimes I have people who've come to me and said, look, I fear to start a business because I tried it before, it didn't work out, I lost money. And so it's not something that's for me. And I really feel that that's not true, because there's always a reason for why you actually face those challenges. Is for you to get back up, pick yourself up, and start another. Or even it could be in the exact same business, but done differently. Okay, so really, I would love to know and hear what your passion is. What is it that you're thinking of to want to start a business in? Yeah, so if you would like to share, just put it in the chat box here so I can have a look and read it, and then give my comments on it as well. That would be absolutely lovely. Okay, now I see some people. Amor Urate, yes, I can hear and see you. I can see your screen. Yes, that's IFTT. Amor Urate, did I pronounce it correctly? Where are you from? It doesn't sound local or Malaysian to me. So just put up your give me your where you're from, because it'll be interesting to know where you're from, right? And what you're doing. And so again, now also, for example, there's a lot of examples that I had. I'm sorry if I sound that I keep repeating myself. I'm a bit nervous for this webinar, and to be honest with you, since there's not so many signups, I'm just going to be honest with you. I have some personal things happening with my ex-husband coming and just completely throwing me off the concentration that I'm having. But I am here showing up for you no matter what. I said I was going to do this webinar, and here I am, mistakes and all, and whatever, nervousness, anxiety, whatever. Me being completely open and honest with you guys, okay? So because I really wanted you to understand that starting a business is really something that is not difficult to do, but you must be equipped with that passion and to have a purpose. So for me, I want to empower women. I want to help women. I want to help women get out of their self-limiting beliefs, get out of being held down by their social, cultural, or religious hold that have been holding on to them for a while, that may have resulted for them to feel like, oh, I'm not good enough. I never succeed because I don't have this, or it's not my place as a woman to want to start a business, or that should be a man's thing, or whatever it is, right? So I'm here to say that no, you are doing a justice and service to yourself and to your family members, especially your children, right? Because all this extra income, you can only use it to further and better and enhance your life with your husband and your kids, right? So starting a passive income is something that I really want for all women in the world to be able to do. And so now going back to the where you can actually market yourself also, apart from social media, is, for example, websites like ifttt.com, which is right in front of you right here, okay? So they have like really, really cute courses, introducing new do-it-yourself apps and how to do this, how to set up a little button in your website perhaps, or how to put pictures in your emails. Just the basic stuff that you didn't think you would want to teach is here. So you can, learn more about what IFTTT is and provide your services there. You have creativelife.com. And creativelife.com is also another platform similar to Udemy, udemy.com, where people can package their information products and then sell it through these sites. So because they have a wide customer outreach, and you can teach anything from, for example, if you just love playing takraw, say takraw is a traditional game, or maybe you love playing tennis, or you love playing badminton, any game, and then you have a specific skill that you can do. You can just create a short training course to say how to kick a ball in a 360 turn and go or something like that, and there will be people who want to actually learn and know how to do that. And then you probably be like, oh, you can find all this stuff on YouTube. Yes, there is a lot of information that you can find out there in YouTube, and also in Google, right? But here's the thing, the difference is that when you are teaching, the extra bits that you can offer to people is the direct communication that they can have with you as being the expert or professional in this area. So for example, like let's say you are, should I use a sports example again, or should I use a copywriting example? So okay, so maybe let's use the copywriting example, right? So if I wanted to write something, you're probably thinking, why there's a lot of other DIY ways. I can download free templates off the website to learn how to do it, or I could just look at how other people do it and then just copy and tweak it a bit, or that could be another way. But if you were a copywriter, and how you would actually make you sell out is that you create relationships with your clients, build that trust so that they will come back to you over and over and over again because they just love working with you. It's that personal touch. This is something that I really, really love about service. So even when I launched my natural skincare product business, there was a service touch to it. So it was about, creating bespoke products for my customers. So it was custom made. People could I could create and formulate products based on their specific skin type or skin disorders that they had. And then so the service touch was that consultation bit, talking to people about, you know, the skin problem, how long it's been there with them, you know, what are things that they're allergic or not allergic to, and then coming up with something that's really unique to them. So if for example, they say, I really like this scent, and then you use a specific scent or aroma for them to use, so they have this, you know, feeling of attraction to that specific product. So that's a personal touch, and that's why people will keep coming back to you for your services, giving that human touch. Okay, so now another website that I wanted to share with you is creativemarket.com. So if, for example, like, you know, you are an artist, and the reason why I bring this up is because I have a lot of artist-based newbies who are really, really talented but don't know how to sell their art, how to market themselves, right? So if you're an artist, which is, I have highly, highly great respect for these people. You know, you don't just have to, you know, draw paintings and stuff. You can actually create like fonts. You can create like what's the word for it, like patterns, and then you can put it online, digitalize it for somehow Google that out, how to digitalize things, and then sell it online and put it on Creative Market, because thousands of people visit the site, right? So you have, you know, products from $39 to $10, fonts, selling fonts, right, to $15, $87, and there's all sorts of things here, which is really interesting. I can spend hours and hours and hours just browsing through the things that are here, and just in awe with how talented people are, you know. And then you have graphics, and you have the sub graphics of what all the other stuff is here. You have templates for business cards, emails, logos, magazines, and you can easily put your stuff up here. Okay, and Etsy is also another platform where you can market yourself, and it's not just about handmade stuff. I know you can sell a lot of other stuff in here. I've seen how other people do it. Browse through and then, you know, see which platform suits you the best. Okay, so this is where you can actually reach out to a large target audience at one time if you're able to put yourself here. And it's really, really not that difficult, because I've spoken to people. And then, for example, like if for the service-based ones that I specifically said, if you're a copywriter, if you're a graphic designer, you create logos for people, or even if well, I probably wouldn't put myself as a coach on this website because it's slightly different. But you see, you have this website called People Per Hour. And again, not everyone knows this, right? Some people know this, some people don't. And so peopleperhour.com is actually like a freelance website where you offer your services. So people who create websites, who does, so you have it all here: buy, sell, how it works, post a job, and everything that your project would need, the design, the content, the promotion. So you have people here working on these specific areas that can help a business from if they're a brick mortar business, how to digitalize it, and if their presence is only offline, how to go online, how to reach out to a larger audience by going online, by creating websites. So you can offer your services here. And then you also have, like, websites just like Odesk. So Odesk.com is similar to People Per Hour. You have Fiverr. You probably heard of Fiverr because that's probably the most famous one. You can get things for just $5, but be willing to risk that the results will not be as good as somebody who were to design it at like $100 as opposed to $5, right? But you can reach out to people there. And the other thing that got me really, really excited about is this service called virtual assistants. So I actually oh my God, I love like whatever virtual assistants do, because for example, like small businesses like me, I cannot afford to want to hire a full-time person. And I did this before, and oh my God, I mean, number one, you have to pay the person a fixed salary for like minimum 6 months, and then you're stuck with the person, and if the person doesn't is not, you know, good enough, you have to train, you have to teach them from scratch. And as a solopreneur, or as a new business owner, or even as a small business owner, you don't really have time to want to do all that for every single employee that comes into your organization, right? So you want to be working with people who already know their stuff. You don't have to spend time training, and virtual assistants come along so super handy. So if you don't know what, so virtual assistants for short is VA. So for me, like right now, I'm working with Rosh from the Philippines, with, you know, Akila from the States, and I also have a Malaysian virtual assistant, and I pay them according to the hourly rates, and the hourly rate will speak volumes of the work that they deliver. So, you know, some charges are between $15 to $38 per hour to $35 per hour, and but they get the job done, you know. And so these are also services that you can do. So if you are good in a specific task, for example, like you may be good with a specific app or specific software, like for example, say EasyWebinar. EasyWebinar is the platform that I'm using to deliver this live webinar to you. It's called EasyWebinar. So you have someone who, or even yourself, right? You're good with EasyWebinar, how to manage, how to handle, how to do the marketing, how to write the stuff there. And then you can, that's your niche then, right? So you just have to market yourself as an EasyWebinar strategist. And so people will come and hire you. And so every time I wanted to do a webinar, I could pay you just, you know, $30 to set everything up for me. Example. Or depending on if you're just a startup, then maybe you want to test your market first and all that, charge lower, $10. It doesn't matter. It's just to give you that experience, build that relationship with other people, have that testimonial, do market validation and all that, right? So do that. Now for, you know, I'll do this for you, set everything up for you just for $10. And that's like what? About 30 ringgit, or no, about almost 40 ringgit per hour. And that's on the side. It's something that you love, that you have expertise and knowledge in, and you can actually make some money. So that's one customer, one webinar. If I have webinars like on a bi-weekly basis. So let's say, for example, you did my webinars for the whole year, just do the maths, right? That will mean how, okay, I'm not going to do the maths for you, but just basically take twice a month times 12, 24 times 30, right? So that's about $500-$700 in a year of extra income. Start from somewhere, start from scratch. The point is, just get started, right? And then as you get started, you will discover more opportunities along the way, and you will also discover that, okay, at the beginning, this was my passion, and then halfway through, my passion has changed, and that's okay, right? Because that's what happened to me as well. And then look to how you can actually reposition yourself in the directions that you have changed. Even for me, you know, when I wanted to close my business down, my natural skincare company called Asia Essentials, I felt really, really horrible, because that was like my baby. And I felt, you know, the part that I was most worried about is, you know, people are going to call me a failure. People are going to say, oh, you started a business, that didn't work out. You want to start a business again, like, oh, that's going to fail as well. So there's all this, you know, things that I put into my head, like what other people would think. But seriously, what they think does not matter. At the end of the day, whatever I put into the business that I decide to start for myself is what matters. How I show up for it is what matters. And if I fail again today, I'm gonna be walking up. I'm stand tall, you know, with my pride, and say, you know, I tried it. That was what I really, really wanted to do, and I knew the value that I was giving to people, and I wouldn't regret a single day or change anything that I did. So that's what I want for you as well. And also, if you wanted to start a business, I know in Asia, at least, you know, there's a lot of multi-level marketing and network marketing that's going around, right? So nothing wrong with that. But I would love for you to explore other things that you may have not known, not known, whatever the correct English is for that. If you've not known of other things that's available for you, ask around. Ask me. Like, join my group, Pump Up Your BizSwag. This is meant for women entrepreneurs, obviously. Sorry for the guys if you're actually listening here. Join that group. Ask, like, you know, I was thinking of doing this. Do you think it's monetizable? Do you think it's something that I can start a business with? Will there be a market for me? Ask that questions, and people will answer you. I will answer you specifically, right? And okay, so now we're actually, you know, it's already 50 minutes into the webinar, and I promised you 60 minutes. I'm not going to dwell too much into here. I hope you've learned a lot in this webinar. And I'm sorry if at the beginning I was just completely like lost a bit. But I managed to gather myself again. So now I wanted to open the floor up for questions. If you have any questions, let me check the chat box for any questions. And if there are any questions, then I will answer them. But in the meantime, while waiting for the chat box to come back live, I'm just going to spend a couple of minutes onto the programs that I offer. So I'm going to be honest with you. My coaching packages, I only have 2 coaching packages. One is a 90-day coaching package, which is priced at $3,000 US. But here you work with me one-on-one. I give you that special attention, and I give you all the tools, the guidance, and the accountability that you need. Being in business, to me, the biggest thing that a lot of people fail is because they quit halfway through, or they don't know what decisions to make. Then they spend time on the unnecessary things, doing the things that don't count. Or meaning in terms of priority, you're focusing on the wrong thing. You're putting in too much effort in the wrong thing that's not bringing in the money, and therefore you're not seeing the results, and that just frustrates you, and that would be where it would lead you to failure. And clarity. Oh, I mean, I have a coach for myself right now as well, right? And my coach or my coaches have helped me gain that clarity in like 20 years in advance. I'm telling you. And what I'm saying is that if I didn't have a coach, I would probably spend the next 3 to 5 years really wanting to, hone into what is it exactly that I want to do. Okay. Okay, awesome stuff. Wow. Amor, you are from the Philippines. Thank you so much for tuning in. So such a pleasure to have you here. Kafija, yes, there will be a repeat, but there will be some edits to the replay, obviously. And if there are any other questions from the rest of you, please go ahead and put it in. I can see somebody called Eden Cheese Bre, I think. So if you have any questions, just put it in the chat box. If you don't, and it's fine, I'm just gonna continue on to the coaching package that I have. So really, if you are ready to start a business, to take action, to commit and dedicate yourself to wanting to start something for yourself, for your family, and to start building a passive income stream from now. So I would highly urge you to schedule a discovery session with me, and we can talk about how we can work together. And the other coaching package that I have is a 1-day coaching package, full day, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And that is priced at $950, but I have an introductory offer in that, which is going for $500. So if that's something that would reach out more to you at the moment, to want to know, which directions you should take, wanting to dive deeper into the other things that you have that we could get in a 1-day intensive, is pretty much getting a direction, getting clarity on what you want to do, and then you having an idea of how you're going to be able to make money, how much money you'd want to be able to make in the next 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year. Okay, so we actually go into the details of the financial side of the business, financial aspect of it, but in 1 day there's not too much that we can cover. So the 90 days will go deeper into your marketing, your branding, your sales, your strategy, your marketing. So everything will be in the 90-day package. So if this is something that is calling out to you, please just schedule a discovery call with me. It's at pialcadilla.com/clarity-call. So that's where you can actually find me, or just go to my website, pialcadilla.com, and you can have a look at the packages that I have on my website. Okay, so now that I've spent that time talking about my packages and waiting for your questions, and also doing the webinar, I would love. Okay, okay. I'm just gonna answer this question. Okay, so Amar, you're saying you love writing, right? And you just started your own blog, but at the moment, I don't know why no topic is coming into my mind to write about. So, okay, this is an interesting one. Create a writer's block, right? A writer's block. For most times, people don't know what they want to write about, because that's not what they want to talk about. That's not what they want to teach, want to get themselves involved. So let me give you an example. Before I became a business coach, I thought, oh, you know what? I don't know so much. I don't think I am capable to call myself as a business coach, because my previous business was not a 6-figure business or 7-figure business, right? It was just I reached a 5-figure income threshold, but I didn't think that was enough. And I have a degree in business administration from the University of Bath, and so I myself doubt myself, right? So I thought, okay, I cannot go into business coaching. I have to go into a different type of coaching. So I thought health and lifestyle and wellness coaching. And the moment I wanted to put any content about, because I know so much. I'm even taking a course on it with IIN, and I read a lot about it. And if I was speaking to somebody, I can. But the moment I want to write something about it, or I want to put out a content about it, and I want to address my audience about it, I cannot. and that's where I realized, you know what, if I'm really passionate about this topic, if it's something that I really wanted to coach my clients, why am I having this block? Why is it not possible for me to want to write? And so that was a part that got me thinking, is this what I really want to talk about? Is this what I really want to coach? So in this example, Amor, if you're not able to write about the topics that you're interested in, the first thing I would ask you to do is list down the topics that you do want to write about. Okay, so it's up to you to however many you want to list, but list the top 5. And then out of the top 5, pick one that excites you the most. Right? And then from that one, start writing. So don't go into something that's too complicated. Just set a small goal for yourself and say, look, I am going to write 1 to 3 paragraphs today, like I am talking to a friend about that specific topic. Let's just say health. How to eat healthy, what not to eat. Okay, that's an example of a title. And then talk about that specific topic, the top 3 things that you shouldn't eat so you don't get cancer. And then see how you feel. If that is a topic that you feel excited about, trust me, the content will never run dry. And this is something that's very important that I share with my clients as well, that why it is that you really have to identify what is your passion, is because if you're not passionate enough about that topic or that work that you're doing, you will run out of content. You will run out of ideas. You will not be able to be original because you don't have any ideas. So you copy other people's work. And that's dangerous. So at the beginning, clarity. Okay, I hope that helped you, Amor. And for Rosh, how can I be sure I'm on the right track when starting to specialize and find out my zone of genius? I'm quite confused with passions. It's like I feel I want to do something, but then after something of doing it, I feel confused. I love writing. I just started my blog. At the moment, I don't know why no topic is coming into my mind. So I hope that, Rosh, I've answered your question as well when it comes to the writer's block. And also when it comes to, okay, so when we're starting out as a business, that we will have a lot of ideas. Oh, I went through this as well. Like, God, tell me, I want to do this, and I wanted to open a cafe. I wanted to become the middle person for personal shoppers in the UK, for example, with the sellers here. There's so many ideas, right? We'll never run out of ideas because we see people doing it. And the one that will appeal the most to us will be the one that you see people are making money. You'll be like, she's making a lot of money in that. I want to do that as well. And I can do that. I can do that better. So that's the thing. When you're doing something that's money motivated, that's not going to be too great. So sometimes if you feel that you are stuck, you are unable to move forward, that's when a coach will fit your needs perfectly, because you will brainstorm together with your coach to actually find that clarity. And as a coach, for me as a business coach, I will be able to tell you what it is that you should be focusing on at the moment, because that is the most wanted, most will attract attention, and that will definitely give you money first. Then you will have all this other stuff that you want to do, but it's okay, do it later. Don't have to do it all at the same time together. Have one focus, one niche, and then bring the other elements that you also love, that you're also passionate about, into your business. And that's okay. Okay, you're most welcome. Okay, so I hope I've answered everyone's questions. So now for the winner for today's session, I would love for you to go to my Facebook fan page and just type in the first number that you can think of between 1 till 10. Okay, and the person who the first person who actually writes the number will win today's session. Okay, I'm just gonna go check my fan page. Okay, guys. For those of you who are in this chat in this live webinar, just type in the first number you can think of between 1 to 10. The first person who writes into my fan page will win this complimentary session with Dr. Judy G. So if, for example, you are writing and then you wanted to sell a mini course, and you don't know how to package the course or how to make it interesting, how to make it exciting for your audience, Dr. Judy G is the person. She will help break it down for you and say, look, this is what's going to help your audience. This is the objective that you're going to reach. You're going to make the audience excited and they're going to purchase again from you. So that is her zone of genius. So if I can get any of you to type in the number, your number into my personal fan page. Okay, so okay, I don't see anyone. No, I said odesk, odesk.com. Yeah. So if any of you wants to win this session with Dr. Judy G, please just put in the number that you're thinking of into my personal fan page. And I can't see it, so I don't want to take more of your time because it is 11 o'clock and I like to keep my webinars on time. Once you're done here, just type it in, and the first person who types in the number, I will message you personally, okay? So I'm just going to check. Oh, sorry. You can probably see this baby here on my Facebook fan page. And I will bring us back to my face so all of you can see me here. Hi. Thank you so much for listening to the webinar. I hope you've learned lots, especially for you newbies out there. And if you have any questions at all, please don't forget to join my Facebook group, Pump Up Your Biz Swag, to ask any questions to see if it's an opportunity or market that you can plug for you to start your business. And if you desire to schedule a discovery call, just hop onto my website. There's a form there. And I wish you a great day ahead. So take care then. Bye-bye.